The one and only. Take it. Aden Joseph, the best in the business. What baby? I'm gonna go to
No.
Short 80 minutes. Short 80 man, short 80. What goes man? It's time to gala. It's gala outro. Gala outro. Don't take it again. Hello. 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 Wait. Hello. Aden Joseph. Umze. Aden Carl
Just say,
Joseph. The best in the business.
you have enough power.
Aden Carl Joseph.
Yeah?
Aden is a Joseph. Joseph is Aden. Umze.
When I went for support,
Come on, Mr. TJ.
I know.
Joseph River. Umze. Aden Joseph.
You don't have power.
Come on, Aden. Come on, Aden. Umze. Umze.
Yes, it can.
We shared our life with our teammates.
What's it?
This one is not our teammate.
Use this one.
We are roosters. Nothing wrong with the driving. Nothing wrong with the driving.
I'm not just a cricket player. I also know how to judge. Because somebody near the feet from there. I've not yet. I've not yet started. You know it's. Microphone check. I don't have any idea. I don't know. No. Yes. No, you will be helping. You will be helping with flipping, yeah? Dear YouTubers, microphone check. Pixels photography, microphone check. Pool lovers testing sound. Listen to the sound. A very good morning, Peter Chebe Live YouTubers. Very good morning, Paul lovers, especially those that are watching from Blantyre and as well from Malawi. We are watching one of today's bigger games in African pool. It's now becoming a habit that in the latter stages of big African competitions, the best player from Malawi, Stanford Grieven Ginte, faces the best player from South Africa, Aden Joseph, at least at some time in the competition. Not working at all. Yeah. That's the comment section, testing sound. Comment section, testing sound.
Come on, the Ghostman. Come on, 80. Come on, the Ghost. Come to 8 minutes. Come to. A chance is a chance. A chance is all you need. That's all it is. You need a chance to be on the table. That's all. The rest is a formality, like Peter Kyover would say.
You're keeping players.
Aden counters from Damien. In Kenya, they say you are better. You are better. Aden counters, the best in the business. Aden Joseph, best in the business. One-way traffic, one-way traffic. Nothing wrong with the pork. Nothing wrong with the pork. Ganda. Aden Carl Joseph.
Testing sound.
You give no hope. You give no hope. Continue. Nothing wrong with the dry break, AE. Nothing wrong with the dry break. Go, now.
Dear viewers, welcome once again. Sorry for the late start of live commentary. It's because we are starting 2 live streams, 3 live streams actually, all at the same time, and to ensure that they are served with audio and video at the same time. Now it's perfect images on Q Pixels Photography, Facebook, and YouTube. Peter Chobe Live YouTube, as well as my channel Pool Club YouTube, where we are having what is becoming some kind of marriage in African pool, at least in comps. Aden Joseph versus Stanford Grieven Ginte are the two respective best players in their countries. From Malawi, Stanford Grieven; from South Africa, the home player Aden Joseph. The two are racing tonight for a place in the final of the men's singles that is happening today. Remember, it is a double life competition. They are only sorting out each other to try and obtain a place in the second live final. For the first live final, it's going to be Taufik from South Africa, in particular Cape Town, and will be taking on, guess who? Tami Jabavu from South Africa. That is an all South African affair between players from two provinces, that is Western Cape and Gauteng. But for now, the Malawian, who is pretty much one of Africa's fastest players, in my opinion, second only to Jeremiah Naido, is on the verge of winning a third frame and all in a row. The pot of the black will be a formality. Stanford Grieven Ginte, Malawi 3, Aden Joseph, South Africa 2. And in the meantime, I'm personally streaming action on two tables, both on Facebook. The match between Jerry and Maluva is on Break and Finish Live YouTube, sorry, not Facebook. In that one, Jerry is down by 3 frames to 2. But here, focus is on this relatively bigger match, most especially considering that they faced off last, not a lot of time ago, in a comp that was organized at Queen Sports Club in Bulawayo in April this year. They faced off in one semi-final perhaps and one final. In the semis, it was Gente that lost by 7 frames to 8, and in the final, he was defeated decisively by 9 frames to 4. It's the last major African comp that Aden has won to date, but it's the second cup he won in the space of the last 12 months, of course, including the one that he won at Billiards Cafe in Lusaka just about 10 months ago. Now, after winning the comp that he won at Billiards Cafe in Lusaka, I do remember in a post-match interview that was administered by a streamer from Zambia. He's called Mambo Sprila. He does administer, if I'm not mistaken, the Billiards Cafe Facebook page. He did ask Aden whom of the African players today that he thinks would give him the toughest time if they ever got to face off. He said it was Kelvin and Ginte, and said, of course, Caesar. And said that he wishes to have a money match one time with Ginte, but Aden is a very good money match player. Maybe he was pulling the leg of Ginte's manager, Mindres, such that Mindres could put some money up for Ginte to have a game with Kelvin, with Aden. It didn't come to pass. It came to pass in the main comp in the following event that was held in Bulawayo. Both lives won by Aden, who took down both of Ginte's lives. Aden taking position 1, Ginte taking positions 2 and 4, because he lost not just the grand final but also the third place match to Aden's international teammate Wets Morake, who took position number 3. The situation we are at is now with the Malawian in the lead. Thank you for watching, my friend and partner in crime, William Soko. And what a beautiful thing that you got the idea to start extensive live streaming of African matches. Today you can sit home and relax and watch this guy who is playing, whom you made sure that is so popularized well across the continent. In the meantime, the t-shirt that Aden is clad in white is branded Ghost. The word Ghost is in gold colors. It is the same t-shirt in which he won the last comp that he won as a truly African international comp when he defeated the opponent he's playing against. Again, he came from down. That time he was down by 7 frames to 3, and yet he won the main match by 9 frames to 7. By the way, the first final, I want to correct myself, it wasn't race to 7, it was a race to 9. Aden coming from 7 frames to 3 down and winning 6 frames all in a row, taking down one of Ginte's lives by 9 frames to 7. Then in the grand final, he just made light work of Ginte, who was so tired and exhausted and frustrated at winning the first final. Anyway, what can Aden do here with this kind of white? I want to think he wants to play red into the yellow that is rightwards of the two, perhaps leftwards. If you were watching on QTix's photography, it could be guided to the same corner pocket just in between those yellows, not direct but off one yellow. He will go, he will try. It's the shot he has to play, no other choice. Off yellow and in, and gets a round of applause from some of the friends and fans amidst the noise in his favor from his friend, that is Lani. He will aim for the black and put it to the center pocket and equalize in the match. Aden Joseph 3 and Stanford Grieven Ginte 3.
You know you put in the brakes, Aden. You know you put in the brakes. Come on, man. Come on, Aden. You good with the brakes, man. Come on. Yes, Aden, man. Come on, man. Come to Aden here.
One way trip, like one way trip.
No time for breather. No time for breather. It's time for champions now. No time to fuck around. Aden Joseph, the best in the business. The current African champion, mate. Not once but twice in a row. It's not a fluke. The most decorated international player. Come on, Aden Joseph.
Just in case you're just joining the stream now, it is the continuation of the second live semi-final. You are watching action between South Africa's Aden Joseph and Malawi's Stanford Grieven Ginte. They are involved in two tournaments, by the way. Still action involved in them today. The last session will have the team semi-finals. It will be South Africa 1 versus South Africa 2. And Aden is captain of South Africa 1 team, while the Q Masters that Gente is part of for the competition will be facing off Uganda. And those two semi-finals will as well be live.
Come on, the goals, man. Come on, the goals. Come on, the goals.
But right now,
Now is the time.
he's in laps live
When you smell blood,
with his work cut out.
people are not safe. Come there.
Cuts the red big, cuts it in. Kibo Banzel got 3 cushions,
The best.
and I think we'll be okay. He's contemplating to put red either of the corner
When it's
pockets,
gone, it's gone. That's Aden for
perhaps
you.
bottom left,
When
perhaps
it's gone,
bottom
it's gone.
right, could be top left or top right if you're watching on Pixel's photography. Is going for the right corner pocket. There he cuts it, and it's in cue ball even better.
The best in the business.
And the part of the black will give him the lead in the match for the second time. Aden now on 4, and Ginte 3-9. There are matches happening in the two ladies semi-finals in their second life.
Here we go, Aden. Here we go. Here we go, Aden. Here we go. From the Aden. One way traffic light. One way traffic.
Special thanks in a very special way to Ultimate Pool South Africa for making this competition possible. It is the very first edition of Ultimate Pool. When you speak of a truly African competition, having African organizers, African players, African teams, it will be African winners. The table does remain open as Ginte now comes in to play the yellows. For whatever reason, he's dominating. There he closes the table and he is playing the yellows, and I want to play yellow into red. Push the yellow as close as possible to the center pocket, but hasn't putted it to his own disadvantage.
Come on, Aden. Come on, Aden. What a ghost play. Now is the time for Champions League.
Action has become tight and tense. Look at how Aden is making it even more tense.
Keep pressing it. Aden Carl Joseph.
He can mean to be a very good cue master, Aden. With due respect to Ginte, who is not just a cue master, he also plays for the cue masters. I just await to see what he has in plan for the red that is close to the black, and black itself, that is with the big assumption that the red closer to the cue ball is easier portable to the center pocket on the left. If he loses this match, Aden, all that he will be left in this competition is his money match coming up against Uganda's Chandiga Caesar later in the day. After the next session, which shall be the team event, we shall be having that one to seal off the day tomorrow even better, because we shall have the grand final in the singles event and in the ladies event and the overall team final. Aden snookered, finds red but doesn't pot. There is one South African player who is trying to stop the dominance of the Ugandan players. She's called Prudence Nkosi from Gauteng, Johannesburg. She's having a match in the second life semi-finals against Uganda's captain Amina. The second semi-final in the second life is between the two Ugandan sisters Rukia and Rashida. If Rukia wins, she will have both of her lives in the final. If Rashida wins, she will take on either Amina or Prudence, and if she does win that one, we could have another match between the two sisters who have become the most dominant force, not just in Ugandan regional but also African pool. But the most dominant player in Malawian pool is giving Aden the kind of competition that will put him under all the pressure that you may imagine as he wins a frame again in the match. It is Aden 4 and Gente 4.
Keep the fire burning, man. Keep the fire burning. Come on.
They just call him Kamau in Kenya. He was Christian Kamau. They just call him Kenyan. They do love him so much. He was a resident in Kenya for a long time, earlier this year most especially, perhaps the first 5 months of the year, when he went to participate in the December Grand Michana Open. He stayed in the country of Kenya, stayed there for perhaps the first half of the year 2025. He was so loved and so adored. He speaks some broken Kiswahili and loves eating ugali, and is so loved by the Kenyan community of Paul. In fact, they became so sad when he lost in the final of the Timbuktu International Competition in Eldoret. Now here comes Aden with the work of potting the 2 yellows that are at the bottom end of the table, which is left on Q-Pixel's photography, now needing to pot yellow ball close the white, have the cue ball bounce off the cushion, move the whole distance of the table towards the opposite end where the other 3 balls are. White will be natural now for the yellow that is potted to the center pocket, and is brave enough not to play it now, but it will be a suspect decision if he didn't. That's the more likely decision. Maybe he was just teasing us.
If ghost is the nation,
The existence of another yellow near the pocket makes the pocket itself look even bigger. Aden will simply have to maneuver cue ball to pot black to the center pocket on the left for him to regain the lead that he had momentarily ago. Cue ball hasn't moved enough, but still has a chance to pot the same black to the corner pocket. Bottom left, there he aims and aims and aims and shoots and pots and leads. Aden Joseph 5, and now Stanford Grieven Ginte 4. They are racing to 9.
you are better. Aden, you are better. Aden Joseph, you are better.
Special thanks to Chairman, we call him Chairman, the boss of Mchana Pool Club, for facilitating the entire Kenyan delegation. Special thanks to Q Masters in Tanzania for facilitating the Tanzanians. Special thanks to the Pool Association of Uganda for facilitating the Ugandan team. Special thanks to the Advanced Talent Agency for facilitating Malvan Mkonza to the games. Special thanks to Pool Namibia for ensuring that the 3 Namibian teams are at the games.
Here we go, Aden. Here we go. Come take it. Come take it. Come take it.
The team of Media Man, but the biggest thanks will definitely be going to Ultimate Pool South Africa, the body that became pregnant with the idea of hosting here the first edition of the truly African Ultimate Pool Championships. Yes, there was Ultimate Pool in Tangier, Morocco last year, but it had participation of Africans and non-Africans. In fact, that edition was won by the Welsh star Tom Cousins. But for this edition, it is truly Africans by Africans for Africans. Now, one of Africa's greatest seems to be on the verge of winning yet another frame, which if he does, will be leading with 2 frames for the second time in the match.
If Ghost is the nation, I want to be president. Come on, Ghost, man. Come on, man. Come take me here.
Looks tricky, but the person who is trying to win it on the pool table is a trickster. Now that's one of the tricks. He'll want to perhaps first to post the 2 reds that are at the top red of the table, which is the right end. If you're watching on Q Pixels, and then the 2 reds that are at the bottom end, he will want to pot them last.
Come take me here.
Here is, it has to be big backspin, draw the cue ball backwards. And on target he must be, yes he is. Not only has he mastered the craft of potting, he has also mastered the art of playing relatively easily on the South African ultimate tables. And look at how good he's gliding the cube around the cushions of the table. He will put red to the center pocket on the right, black to the corner pocket, which is bottom left on Kipixel's photography, for him to record his sixth frame one in the match against one of the better African players today. Aden Joseph 6 and Ginte 4.
Make it fast, I give you 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes, please. Only 10 minutes, AD, we go and eat. We are hungry now. Come on, the Ghostman. Now is the time for Champions AD. You know the storylines. You know you're good with the breaks, guys. You're very good with the breaks. Come, David. Aden Joseph.
Manager Cubes in Uganda, we call Manager Cubes. When you're near me, I cannot avoid speaking to you. Linja.
Yes, Chief, how are you?
I'm good. How are you now?
I know, I'm feeling much better.
I have to ask you the way I asked you off air. Do you think the men's singles trophy is going to Blantyre or Cape Town or Johannesburg or Durban?
No, Aden is winning it.
Aden is winning it.
Yeah.
He has one life.
It doesn't matter.
Jerry is in.
But
Malva is in.
Aden will still win it.
That's what you say.
Yeah.
And then your boy.
Caesar will chow Aden 21-17, 21-18.
21-18, that's what you say in the race tonight.
Yeah. Caesar will win tonight.
Against Aden.
Yeah.
And yet you are in Zanzibar.
And tomorrow is also going to win.
And tomorrow is also going to win.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'm only here for Caesar, no one else.
Tell them that you're South African.
I'm South African and
you're here for Caesar.
I'm only here for Caesar.
You are causing violence.
Aden Joseph, man. The best in the business. The different breed. You are a different breed, Aden. Love or hate. There's no debate.
6 for the Ghost.
No debate.
Needs 3 and Ginte needs 5 out of 8.
They will hate to love you, Aden. They will hate to love you. One day, Ghost.
Perhaps his intention is to play that red that has just been kissed by white to the center pocket. Maybe sharp cut, playing it off the yellow to open up that center pocket. Maybe try out another shot, but it would have been much safer if he played red off yellow, if he were able to control the whites. Now this one is a little bit more difficult, but he will try. Perhaps a rain drive. There he goes. There he misses.
Wait for a chance.
Come on,
You put it deep. Now the bones are out. It's only the meat. You just chow. You just chew.
The defeat to Aden that was inflicted to him by Tammy maybe has angered the guy. Maybe is the reason he's thinking that all that he has to do is unleash his ghost mode. Not so many times do you see Ginte being outplayed, but the last 10 to 15 minutes, that has been the exact case, as Aden has now won 4 frames in a row, not only leading, but leading by 3 frames. It is 7 frames to 4. He needs 2. Ginte needs 5 out of 6. Very unlikely, but yes, it is possible.
Aden Joseph. the best in the business, the 2 African champions, the current African champion, the 2 times African champion, not once but twice in a row.
On paper.
It's not an opinion, it's not an opinion, Malanga. It's not an opinion, Namibia. It's not an opinion, Tanzania. It's not an opinion, Kenya. It is in black and white, on paper. With the Malanga.
From wherever you're watching once again, it is the business end of this year's edition, first of its kind, of the African Ultimate Pool Championships, being held here at the Ibondo Lounge, Mbombela District, Mpumalanga Province, in the Great Republic of South Africa. It is a clash of players, Aden and Ginte. A clash of countries, South Africa and Malawi. A clash of cities, Blantyre and Johannesburg. A clash of management teams, Flames and Mindres. A clash of teams, South Africa 1 and the Kuma Stars. The clash is coming to an end unless Ginte starts to do something big about it, and maybe he could, because he has broken very big, putting 3 reds on the break. He has only one thing in his mind: produce a clearance by break and finish to come within 2 frames of the coast. It's starting to get too tight for him. You don't let Aden take a very big lead. He must start winning, and must start now. He did take the risky decision. The risk seems just to pay off. Not many times do you get to break and put 4 reds, then go for the yellows, and yet at the same time you get to have a very good chance of winning the frame by break and finish. That's exactly what Ginte is trying to do. He is continuing to give himself a chance and give it to himself in the best possible way, winning frame number 12 as long as he puts back to the center pocket by break and finish. Here comes Ginte and wins by break and finish. Malawi 5 and South Africa 7, perhaps. It is realistic. They are praying for him in Zomba, praying for him in Kasumbu, praying for him in Blantyre, in Karonga, in Mzozo, and expecting for Aden in Durban, in Johannesburg, in Cape Town, in East London, that he wins 2 more to get a spot in the final, not just to win the match quickly, but also to reserve as much energy as possible for what they think will be another match that he will play in the second life final, and hopefully for him to win it and then face off whoever it will be in the grand final that shall be happening tomorrow. But before then, he will have action against Caesar tonight.
If goals is an issue, I want to be president. Come on in.
And for Aden, there is no better way for him to respond to an apple by producing an apple of himself. Oops.
It's okay.
And now I have to tell you that that can very easily be the turning point of this match. Normally for Aden, when the ghost mode is activated, there is no turning back. This time he activates it, but then turns back a little bit. He has to be wary that he's facing a very talented shooter who is very clinical and even faster.
Come on, guys. Stop it now. Please, stop it.
He's feeling the pressure, Ginte. He has no option but to deliver a mighty comeback against the pressure of a semi-final, the pressure of being away from home, the pressure of facing the home player, and the pressure that that player is Aden. That is pressure enough. There we go. As long as he's on target, playing with top spin, cue ball naturally moves towards the end where there is the last yellow on the table. Ginter gets to miss as big as Aden missed to grant that chance to Ginter that he hasn't utilized whatsoever. It goes back to the Aden. It goes back to the ghost. Maybe this one is going down as a match of misses, a frame of misses, will I say? Irrespective of who will win, it will be remembered for those misses. The player that is utilizing those missed chances is going to be, at the end of the day, Ginter, because now he's just yet another miss. And by his body language, Ginter doesn't even believe that he, at this level, can miss a ball that easy. While he's relatively new compared to Aden, he's way too experienced to blunder at such a stage. He should be now a top player, especially having won the Billiards Cafe Double Life competition in 2024, being a quarterfinalist at Queen's later in there. And just this year, he reached the final at Queen's. Besides other victories in smaller comps in and out of Malawi, in Kenya, in Tanzania, and now trying to do what he has not yet done in South Africa, yet has to do it against the very best in the country.
Aden Joseph. Come Aden. Not secret.
The South African shooter, the only one that is left in the ladies' event, is leading against Uganda's Amina Faith Nganda. It is Prudence Nkosi 4 and Amina 3. It is also Rashida Motesi 4 and her elder sister Rukia Nega 3. Apologies, I couldn't stream any of those matches. I only have 2 streams I am doing. I do stream lots of matches involving those players. It's lots of misfortune to Ginter in this one after being snookered and finding his snookered ball off the cushion. Not only finding it, but also putting it white got him snookered. And you get a feeling that if he doesn't find the black off the cushion, he will be losing the frame, because not only Aden will be having a cue ball in hand, he will have the freedom to place it anywhere on the bed of the table. Here comes Ginter. He doesn't find the black, he finds the red and plays it even closer to the pocket where Aden wants to have it, cue ball in hand. With an opportunity like this on a on an ultimate pool table,
Aden
with
Joseph.
Aden queuing
Aden Joseph.
with an opportunity to make it into the first life final, with him fighting like a wounded lion, having lost his one life. I always say that the rest is a formality.
The best in the business. The best in the business. The best in the business. Like, come say it again. Come say it again.
An eighth frame is being won by Aden. He now needs to win just one, while of the 4 frames left, Ginter needs to win all or else succumb to a third consecutive defeat this year in a tournament against South Africa's Aden. It is now Ginter 5 and Aden 8, 4 frames to go.
Come on, the Ghostman. 1 to go late. The strongest, the best in the business. Aden Joseph.
This is what you do. You eat it for breakfast. Come do it. Come on,
Come on, Mike.
It doesn't get any better for Aden than winning 4 frames in a row, and then his opponent breaks dry in the frame that is supposed to give Aden the victory. I'm only saying this because most, if not all, of the times that matches get to this level, he never ever allows his opponents back. There's only one person whom I remember who has won 5 frames against him, all in a row, needing 5. That was in a race session for $4,000 against Uganda's Caesar at Mchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi in 2023. 2016, Aden led. 21-16, he lost. There he goes, trying to go for a clearance that will take him into the final. He's one guy that has been there and done that in African pool, winning the All Africa Pool Championships in black ball twice, winning the South African Nationals I don't know how many times, winning in South Africa in other disciplines, including 9-ball and 10-ball, representing South Africa at the Worlds, representing South Africa in the Heibo Worlds. Ultimate pool is new to is new to him, not new to him, but new for the African international calendar. It's this comp now that is onto the program that he wants to win to make his CV even richer. Although it is already one of the richest for any African player ever to touch a cue stick. It could be red off yellow or red direct, I'm not sure, off yellow, and it's missed. The way Ginter has jumped out of his feet after Aden missing is testament of a guy that is just waiting for just that one chance to play. Hopefully he uses it maybe from a neutral perspective such that we can watch this semi-final even longer and longer and longer. What is wrong with that after all? In the ladies category, it is Rukia Naiga 3, her younger sister Motesi Rashida 5. If the younger sister wins, Rukia will be left on 1 life, just as is her younger sister. The other player with 2 lives, Amina Faithing under their international captain at club and national team level, is drawing 4-4 with South Africa's Prudence Nkosi. She's in with the task of defeating about 6 Ugandans to try and deny them their dominance of ladies pool on the African continent. Aden is snookered. Of course, he'll be finding the red. Not only finding it, but also denying Ginte cue ball to pot with ease. Just in case you may have forgotten, the second semi-final is live on Break and Fish YouTube. It is having Malvan Mokonza against Jeremiah Naido. Again, a South African, this time, and it is having Malvan Mokonza lead by 6 frames to 5. Here, it is 8 frames to 5. Instead, the South African leading and ending to win just 1, and then rest his body in preparation for the final. He gets to miss. It has to be tactical play now. Of course, with Ginte considering that he has 2 dead yellows touching each other, he played another yellow not to put it, but also occupy the pocket that has his yellows and one of Aden's reds blocked, such that the longevity of this frame will be played perhaps in his favor. Aden perhaps will as well want to play not to pot. I'm not certain that he played not to pot, nonetheless he has not potted, but maybe he did. He's playing not to pot. It looks like a foul. Yes, it is a foul. There was no ball that reached the cushion. Of course, after not potting, and it is not just a loss of turn, it is a cue ball in hand with Aden having opportunity to place it anywhere on the table. Whether or not he can utilize that free shot, your guess is as good as mine. It's not just a free shot, it's just a loss of turn, not free shot, dear viewers.
You against yourself. You against yourself. You against yourself. Come on, young man.
Ginte needs to play just that one big shot, portable, ensure that he gets the cue ball well. There goes the pot, not a pot, it is a big miss, it is a big chance, it is even more that Aden could be winning against Ginte yet again, this time more consequentially.
The best in the business.
He traveled 390 kilometers to be a part of this. Ginte traveled even way more, from Malawi to Kenya, now to Tanzania, now to South Africa. Now when you travel to South Africa, as long as you keep winning on the pool table, there is this guy that you will always meet at some stage in the competition. He always wants to make sure that South Africa is safe. What he calls safe is ensuring that no South African comes into the country and dominates against South African players on the pool table. And is demonstrating exactly that so far to Ginte. This shot has to be big and effective for Aden. And it cannot be any bigger than that, not any bigger. He has sight of both of the reds left on the table. I don't think any of them gives him natural white for the other, but then if he puts the one closer to the corner pocket bottom right, as long as he maintains the power balance, the other ball is portable perhaps to the center pocket on the right, or bottom center pocket, watching on Q Pixel's photography. Here he goes, drags the cue ball and misses the pot and throws the cue ball around and knows that the frame is now in danger of him. Perhaps he's in danger of losing the frame. Kamau, as Stanford Grieven is called in Kenya, seems to be now on the verge of winning the frame. How good can he pot? And how good can he manage the cue ball? How good will he be potting the black? And how good is he winning the frame? Yes, he wins it and gets a very, very, very deep breath. After a very, very, very long fight, he wins a very, very important frame. Stanford Grieven Ginte 6 and Aden Joseph 8.
Move a mountain, move forward. All you need, son. All you need, son. All you need, son. All you need, my dude. All you need, boys. All you need. Come on! Come on!
The noise in the background is for the fans of Malpan Mokonza, because he now leads by 7 frames to 5 against Jerry of South Africa. That match is live on Break and Finch Live YouTube. Before we get a result for that one, we shall know a result for this one. Aden Joseph needing to win 1 out of 3. He knows that when you are the player leading, you must make your lead count by winning as early as possible. The more Ginte wins a frame, the more confident he becomes that he wins another. The more confident he becomes, the more pressure mounts onto Aden, mounted upon him by Ginte, but also by his fans who are supporting him in very good numbers, especially at the venue and even in their thousands online. Once again, the African Ultimate Pool Championships 2025 are proudly powered by Ultimate Pool South Africa. This match you are watching, in case you're just joining in, ladies and gentlemen, is the first semi-final of the second life, because it is a double life competition that has been happening for the last 5 days, including today, since the start of this week on Monday, 18th of October, eclipsing today and tomorrow, when we shall have the team grand final, which both of these players are trying to qualify for, but first they have to win this match and then win the other. There will be no player winning 2 lives in this competition, because the few players that are in the comp are all on 1 life. There are these 2, then the other 2 playing the second semi-final between Jerry and Malva, where Malva is leading by 7 frames to 5. Then there is a pair of players that have confirmed their places in the first life final. That is the South African Taufik from Cape Town And he will be taking on another South African from Johannesburg this time.
Just two more. Just two more. But this one is the
Tammy
most
Chabav.
important one we need.
To prevent the South Africans from winning the comp, the task is on two players. One of them is down by 2 frames. Now, Stanford Grieven Ginte, the other is up by 2 frames. Malvan Mokonza, those two from Malawi and Zimbabwe, respectively. But both players in the game right now are some kind of hybrid, as Aden fouls technically, because Ginte is from Malawi but is representing a Tanzanian team in this comp. Has also been in Kenya and in there. Malvan is from Zimbabwe but is under Ugandan management with the Advanced Talent Agency. So it is a hybrid of nations representing in these two semi-finals in some kind of way. Look at this. It was quite unfortunate. He played relatively well, but maybe too much power, using the white ball to open up a dead ball, nonetheless playing it out of position. He has a chance to recover. Red off yellow. It's in. And heavily poised now Ginte to win this frame in his current list of the table. He has to make the cut count. Cue ball to the top end of the table. It is, however, a miss.
I'm on Aden, man. I'm on the Ghost Nation.
Nation's God.
Home team minion. Home team minion.
The pressure of the occasion, the pressure
I'm on the Ghost Nation.
of the opponent, most especially when that opponent is Aden, is seemingly coming onto the nerves of Ginte.
When the ghost is in control, nothing can go wrong.
Here is Aden with some kind of recovery, perhaps intended to play the cue ball into the red. That is packed. You just get to think that he may want to play some kind of technical shot here. It cannot get any more technical than that. That is the only bit of international 8 ball rules that I really have my questions about. It is the time when it is way more beneficial to foul than not to play your ball fast, irrespective of where the cue ball rests. Even when you put the opponent's ball, though it is a loss of turn, they cannot have the cue ball in hand. Now Ginte at a very big disadvantage. This is the red. It's a foul. That is perhaps seeing him having played his last shot in the competition, especially talking about singles, to the effect that he's expected back in the tournament only in the team event. 2 yellows for Aden as celebrations start now in Johannesburg, as Waring continues in Blantyre. The ghost on the black. He will be putting it to the center pocket on the left as it marks his entry into the second life final. Aden defeats Ginte in a manner that presents his 3rd straight victory against the Malawian in a comp of this magnitude. This time in the second life semi-finals. The fight from Ginte was relatively good, but his good was not good enough as he exits the singles edition. Final score: African pool, African ultimate pool, powered by Ultimate Pool South Africa ends. Aden 9 and Ginte 6.
It's very good to do weekend. Look.
I now implore you unto Break and Finish Live YouTube as we continue our commentary for the match between Stanford, it's between Jerry and Malova. That is Break and Finish Live YouTube.